Hello everyone. I've been playing around with dynamic brushes to explore stuff like this, which is quite fun while working on the creature head spec. So I'm going to rewind a bit. I like kind of things you can come up with using cloth pool, like over there. And all of these, well, apart from those veins, screwing around with cloth pool. So let's pause. So I'm going to experiment a bit here. Let's go cloth move. See what happens if we play around with these neck bit a bit. Nope, not doing what I want. Ooh, I like that a bit. Scrunch that up a bit, maybe a bit much. Would be wise to store a morph target beforehand, so if you can undo stuff. Though I'm not going to bother with a morph target because I've just used the clay brush to undo any nonsense. Okay, like so, you know. So this is more exploratory, see what interesting things I can get out of these dynamic brushes. I didn't use them enough, but they are fun. Let's pinch. Let's see what happens when we pinch. Oh shit. I don't want to do that. Okay. Cloth. Nudge. It's nudge. I like nudging. I'm totally into nudging. Okay. That's pretty cool. So it slides underneath the surface. Very cool. Nudge is awesome, yeah. Okay. So this is clearly a T-Rex type head, but I'm making my own version of it because this is a standard one. It's not what I want to do right now. I'm just trying to... Okay. So now he's got saggy cheeks. We don't want that because then he doesn't look as aggro. Alright. Where were we? Post-crash. That was annoying. Okay. Let me just edit that a bit. Okay, let's get back to our experimentation. Cloth nudge was the last one explored, which I really dig. I think over here it may... Okay, so those wrinkles are too fine. So we want to go to dynamics and firmness 4. Sorry, let's see how that does. Make it more firm. But of course, one can just do this with this, with the standard brush and clay and damn standard. But where's the fun in that? Well, it is fun, but I just want to play around with other methods. But yeah, right. Let's go back to. Off pull, let's try this one. Pretty cool. Let's inflate that a bit. Inflate is fantastic, like to make it less cloth-like, like so. But I'm gonna make this guy cloth-like because I wanna. That's what I wanna do. Okay, now I'm just gonna sculpt further the basic idea of a T-Rex, but in my own style, I guess. Well, not I guess, yes. I am making it. It's in my own style. I think it's time for the eyes to enter the fray, so let's zoom out. Just checking where I want it, roughly. Maybe it should be not there, maybe it should be in here. Like, let's build a little... Kind of weird, but I like weird. See if this can work or not. It looks like he's just got overly happy about something. Let's add the teeth back. Let's pinch this to make the eyes smaller. That looks fucking stupid. Okay, never mind. Don't like that. The eye, probably in here. Yeah, let's just do it where it's meant to be. No, I want warp cracks actually. Sharper. By the way, clay build up. The default brush is like this. Yeah, it's very cool, but it's very noisy. If you're gonna do organic forms, I highly recommend turning off the alpha and putting this to whatever focus works for you. I like so. Way less cleanup required, and yeah. Okay. I should just be using my iPad, shouldn't I? But I don't want to at the moment. Just experimenting with. He looks like he's laughing, and that's no good. It'll be fixed at some point. Laughter is laughter is in the eyes, isn't it? You can see when someone's fake laughing is when their eyes don't light up and their eyebrows stay the same. That's better. Alright. Control H to turn the mask off, but it's still, whoops, but it's still there. I don't like seeing the mask because it's, yeah, Control H. Very useful. Okay, now I'm gonna invert the mask. Control H, so I don't want to see the mask. I know where it is. So I'm not gonna use dynamics anymore. So I might as well subdivide. So my brushes are tied to hotkeys to make for very rapid switching between them. Number 1 is on my keyboard is standard, 2 is clay, 3 is move, 4 is damn standard, and so on. And then Alt 1 is something else. Alt 2 would be clay tubes. Alt 3 would be clay move topological. Alt 4 would be alt cracks, and so on. Highly recommend. I know there's like these kind of shortcuts, B, N, X, B, M, but you know, I'm not very good without looking, spreading my fingers across the whole keyboard, so I prefer my own instant hotkeys. So I'm constantly switching from standard to clay to standard, clay, damn standard, and so on. So I'm not going from a reference at the moment. I did earlier, the T-Rex, Google Images and so on. No, I'm just making it up because I don't want to do... I want to do like a T-Rex dragon. like a mix between the two. I'm sure it's already been done, but by someone, but I'm doing it too. Okay. Doesn't look that goofy anymore. The teeth placeholder. Just quick Alt 2 cylinders, and then they will be made cool at some point. They're way too. They're crap at the moment, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go back to where it was. Just leave it for now. No. I kind of like that. Yes. I'm gonna make a copy of this, go back, and then go back to this silhouette. So I can always go back and make another monster with that. So now I'm gonna work with this one. It may be that later today or tomorrow, when I look at the difference between the two, I realize this one looks like total crap. It's a bad idea, but for now, I like where it may be going. I have been checking out some of these 3D, like Meshy, Spark 3D, and so on. Image to 3D model generators, and they're pretty impressive. A lot of people are like, oh, it's the end of 3D artists and so on. And well, it will certainly have a huge impact. It's not the end of 3D artists, because if you work in a studio or for a client, you're going to get a lot of feedback. They're going to say, oh, well, can you put this wire over there or make the eye bigger and so on. You need to be able to use ZBrush, traditional modeling methods. If you don't, you will be left behind, the people who don't know that. But I'm certainly going to start using image 3D generators, because not embracing AI is, I think, delusional. It's like saying I'm not going to use the internet in the year 2000. You know, I'm not going to use it because I don't need it. Well, time is money. That's the harsh reality of life. Well, it's not harsh, it's just what it is. And if people think in a few years from now publishers are going to pay artists to work on something for a month they could now do in a week, well, I think people are going to get a rude awakening. So I think it's I'm excited about it. It's great because you always need an artist to then come in and change, augment, feedback, make it your own. Otherwise, it's just AI slop. I do think, I may be wrong, but definitely in small teams, indie and maybe AA even, that the role of concept artist and 3D artist will converge into one. Because 90% of 3D artwork, you know, in a production pipeline is more, you're a craftsman. You get shown a concept and it's like, make that. Now, if an image generator to 3D can just do that, why should anyone pay anyone to do that? Well, you still need to hire someone to do the concept or to do all that work, whether it's with Midjourney, your own data set, and so on. I would love to use those things to train my own data set, so it's all mine. There's no plagiarism. Iterate, get ideas I wouldn't have thought of, overpaint, finalize, and then when you're done iterating the 2D images and your overpaints and it's yours, you know, it's not some copy of a copy. Well, it's not the plagiarized piece of art. Then you generate the front side and back images, and you generate those 3D meshes, and they will always require a lot of cleanup, because currently, especially complicated hard surface objects and characters, you know, hell of a lot of cleanup, because it's like photogrammetry 2.0, except for things that don't exist, which is cool. But you still need a 3D artist who really knows what they're doing to clean that up and so on. And it's getting better and better, but you'll always need someone to drive it. But I do think the 3D artist role will get lesser and lesser as a single role, I mean. And I think, what's this? Get out of my way. Eventually, retopology and UV auto versions of that will actually be good for games eventually, because currently there's none of that that's actually optimized for games. They're all, you get Z remeasure and so on, auto topology tools, auto UVing tools, but they are currently no good for production. If you worked in a studio, you will know what I mean. I have worked in 3 studios. So with AI learning now, I'm pretty sure those steps will become really good in the next year or 2, I hope. It'll be really cool. And then we can focus on more the creation. Will there be less jobs? Yes, probably. But, well, I don't know. So many things age like milk these days that people say, including myself. And you look back, oh fuck, that wasn't true. But yeah, AI needs to be embraced, and anyone who is turning their nose up at it, you're gonna get left behind. Just don't rip people off. Well, yeah. So those image generators, great for getting a base mesh already. And then you come in and you make it your own, do corrective sculpting, additional sculpting, editing, feedback from the art director. Good luck doing that with a prompt. Because in a work environment, you get a lot of feedback. And you just prompting that. So it's all kind of exciting, because I must say the whole image to 3D generation thing has been terrifying me since 2022. I thought, fuck, when that arrives, I'm dead. I'm no job. I'm out. And I finally started checking it out, and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. It's not going to replace 3D artists anytime soon. Eventually everything will be replaced. 5 years from now, I don't know, like everything. But there's nothing I can do about that. For now, I just keep calm and carry on, as they say. Okay. I mean, I could have possibly generated this level of detail already with I quite like the long head with Midjourney and so on, but it's all still time and input. All of it is still time and input. I've been brewing in my head for the last 2 years, roughly, a simple little shooter I want to make. Hyper fast, hyper violent, fluid. Just gameplay. No unnecessary things like, just pure hardcore combat. Very violent, very loud guns. And it's becoming way more possible to make something cool with smaller and smaller teams, and that's very exciting. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make my own little game. The ideas have been gestating in my head. It's now getting slowly more refined, and I want to start a Discord server once I've got a bit more refined. Once I have the block out of said simple game ready to show, then start doing YouTube videos, get the community involved, community feedback. Because what's better than community feedback? There's so many successful projects that way, like getting the gamers involved. Because I think a lot of some studios out there are, I think, fucking arrogant. Like they don't realize that we are a service. We are meant to give the customers what they want. In this game, not like what they want, what they think customers should play. Give gamers what they want, and that is my job. Well, I'm going to make something that I want to play. I like very fast first-person shooters. Doom 1, 2, well, doesn't have to be fast, but cool, fluid, like Fear 1, amazing. Left 4 Dead 2 is my favorite game of all time, because I love the chaos and the freneticness. Half-Life 1, 2, well, that's a bit more complex games, but just a game with the shooting mechanics and the actual gameplay is amazingly fun. The core gameplay loop. That's all that matters. To me, at least. I don't care about story. Well, I used to when I was younger, and System Shock 2 is one of my favorite games with the story. But now that I'm older, I don't have time for that. I just want to have quick half an hour fun, shoot stuff, or maximum an hour, and then go do something else. Because I do have a life outside of sitting in front of a computer. So yeah, I want to develop something that I think will be fun, get feedback from people, listen to people, the public, give them what they want, and yeah, see how that goes. I'm very excited about it all. It's going to be a hell of a lot of work. I'm going to get friends and ex-colleagues who are also friends involved, and see how that goes. Because yeah, we're living very interesting times where, yeah, again, small teams can do so much. How does this guy compare to that? Yeah, I prefer this guy. Chunky McThickhead. He's like the jock version of a T-Rex. No, not the jock, the brick of the T-Rexes. That was not a disparaging comment against jocks, by the way. I have nothing against any group of people except obviously horrible groups like people who do terrible things to other people and so on. Alright, let's see. The hardest thing, making my own little shooter. I figured I can do the modular kit, because it doesn't have to be this super real location, and I'm not interested in making that. I want to make everything original, my own thing, like a modular kit, make an environment with, which I have quite a lot of experience with. I haven't done it in a while, but yeah, easy peasy for me. 2 or 3 enemy types, creatures, easy for me. 2 or 3 weapons, guns, they have to be fucking loud. My favorite weapons is usually from Valve. Left 4 Dead's guns, Half-Life 1 and 2, Counter-Strike, they just sound and feel amazing. And guns have to be, the volume and the sound is everything. A lot of game developers, I'm just surprised, like don't realize this. Sound, when you're firing a gun in a first-person shooter, is the most important thing. And of course, how quickly it kills an enemy. But sound is everything. And then comes the animation. And only then comes the actual model in importance for me as a player. The model can just be a few cubes, but if it sounds loud and has an awesome hit feedback when you shoot an enemy, like blood spatter and so on, oh, just, you've won already. And then you make a cool gun model, but it's obviously a cool model is awesome as well. I'm not disparaging that, but sound is everything in a game, and the music soundtrack. So yeah, I have a lot of experience in sound design, fortunately. In 2013 to 15, I was obsessed with synthesizers. I still am. I'm not obsessed, but I'm fairly skilled in making my own sounds from scratch. Whether it's gun sounds, whatever. Anything. I'm looking forward to delving into that again. And I can animate. What I'm going to need a lot of help with is obviously some Unreal integration blueprints and AI, enemy AI. That is where I'm going to suffer. I'm going to need help. I'm not going to explain exactly my game idea until I have it ready to show. But I'm really liking the idea, and if other people like it, that'll be very encouraging. It's a core addictive gameplay loop. Sell it on Steam in 2 years. For a low price, and that's it. No transactions or bollocks or skins or fucking, just a cool game. There you go. It's yours. Go have fun. Well, that's what kind of games I like. Let's delve into his throat. I think tongue now would be cool. AI is just a bubble. It's gonna get... No, it's not. It's not just a bubble. It's absolutely not. Harness the power. One of my favorite sayings is, and I'm gonna butcher this now, I think Confucius said it. Doesn't really matter who said it, but it rings true. It goes something like, the idea is like, in times of great storm, stupid man hides in a cave, wise man erects windmills. So in this turbulent times and great upheaval of technology, one should erect windmills, i.e. harness the power, don't despair. Now sure, we might reach a stage one day where you just look at a cool game that someone made, upload, you type it into some AI model of some kind and say, I want make that game, but make the enemies rainbow ponies and they each have hooks for weapons and blah blah blah, and then it spits it out, and it's like, well yeah, then shit, what can I say? But there's nothing I can do about that, and I'm not yet ready to go sell hot dogs on the street corner. So for now, things are interesting and exciting. It may get horrible, but I find usually stuff's somewhere in the middle in life. Usually. I'm kind of fucking around now. I should. Let's try something. I'm gonna load my scales pack, because yes, this is a, what do you call it? A plug. I'm plugging my own pack. I have no shame. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make this video about that. I just want to test something. I like using these. I'll quickly see. And I have to subdivide to get this to look nicer. That looks like shit. Okay. So, I'm gonna subdivide 3 million, and let's use something else. Pressing M. Try the ridged one. Yeah. That's alright. Let's go with that for now. We can always easily delete it with clay fill. I'm gonna make it asymmetric actually, and it will come out cleaner. Asymmetry is key to organic shapes anyway. I mean, it's best to work completely symmetrically until the end and then do the asymmetry, because it's just easier, but screw it. Want to stop there. Yeah. So let's, whoops, turn on symmetry again. Let's see what happens if we do this. A little segment up there. Yeah, why the hell not? Let's do that. Clay tubes. Let's play around with that because I do like the texture it gives. Sometimes, yeah, you want the soft forms, but now this is more like plating. And I want to give myself that indication, roughly, for now. Let's do this. And then a bit of edge polish. Or smooth peaks. No, not smooth cloth. Smooth peaks is awesome. Because you smooth things out, but you still keep some shapes. There you go. Whoops. And get some nice textures going. Now I'm gonna all crack in there. I mean, this may look like crap, but it's just not. I'm just ideating. Is that a word? I don't know. I don't care. I couldn't care less. Alright, this may work. Whoops. Let's just save first. So I don't want to lose my work. Drag in here. It's not really. Don't do that. Sticking to ZBrush 2022.0.8, so people who stopped at that license can also get this stuff. I personally also stopped buying at that point because I don't want to have yet another fucking subscription. Like, no thanks. Okay. Give this some lippiness. I'm not part of the anti-lip brigade. Okay. Okay, I'm getting distracted now. I was here on his head. Let's try something. Let's go to mask by drawing out like this. And then get that back. Control W, I've made its own polygroup. Click it, Control H to hide the mask. I don't want to see the mask. And let's see if we can. Nah, it's probably gonna look like not be cool on things. Okay. Nah, let's not do that. It blows. I'm gonna keep that polygroup, might as well. In fact, let's do that again, but now. I just want to avoid it looking like him wearing a little cap. Because we can't have no brute wearing a cap. It'll look silly. Alright, we experimented with that and it was just alright. I'm gonna pinch this in. Inflate it. Okay. That was not something I want to do. Yes, I'm going to undo all of that. But I'll keep this texture, so no segmented platings here. This doesn't suit him. Change my mind. Standard brush is roughly give this some more interest. Don't I have a brush that I've already released that's just this detail? No, I haven't. What am I doing? Okay, let's focus on this now. That's probably most important is the eyes and the teeth in a head like this. It's the areas of interest most people will look at. So let's nail that. I kind of want to load up a horns pack and just see how that would go. I'll do that in a second. No. I don't do this too often. I like this sharp chin thing, but maybe make it a little bit less. Let's see. I'm not sure. Let's try it out. This neck frill. Very rough, but just give myself an idea. Let's have them overlap. Just things overlap, usually in organic forms, instead of being perfectly parallel, which usually looks unnatural. Not all the time, but I highly recommend overlapping things. Like instead of this, depending on what it is, you'd have. What am I doing? Like so. If you know what I mean. Just like muscles interlock overlappingly, they don't. Yeah. Let's clean this up. It's a bit of a mess. Although I like this mess. Now we go to standard brush to have more sharper edges. I love standard brush for those kind of things. Clay buildup for most shapes. Standard for come on, accentuating parts, ridges, and so on. Yeah, no, it's more relaxed. His gaze. How happy he looks. It's just making me unhappy. That's a little bit better. Nah. I would like to make this more blocky, like so. Yeah. Okay, let's try something out. Yeah, all lizard-like. Let's get rid of these wobbly lines. See this line? It's all wobbly. Avoid wobbly. It will greatly benefit your sculpts if you have more smoother curves wherever you have a curve. This is quite wobbly. So I'm trying to think what more, because I want to do something I quite like that. That should go. What happens if we accentuate that line? Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, kind of suits him. Let's make it irregular. Cut in over there. Don't autosave, motherfucker. Ah! When ZBrush does this, comes installs the viewport, click on the light box, and then undo. That's why I'd never work in, if you press tab, because if you're stuck in that mode, comma won't work to open the light box. So then you will lose your work. Otherwise I would work like this. Yeah, if you run into that viewport freezing problem, take your mouse or whatever and click on lightbox, unclick lightbox, and it fixes it. Very annoying problem. It happens usually when you use the move brush at a certain time, but I've never quite noticed exactly when that bug occurs. But it's been there for ages, and it's still in the latest version as far as I'm aware. Not the end of the world, not the beginning of the world. What the? What is going on here? Let's make these teeth more sharper. First. Now it's got a bit of an overbite, and that is undesirable. That's better, I think. Yeah, accentuate that ridge a bit. There's some whoops, ridges in here. Just lower the intensity. That's a bit much. Well, that doesn't really matter if it's a bit much. You can easily just smooth it out. Right. Let me open my skin details brush. This thing is a mess, which I've been adding on to for the last 4 years or so. I will refine this brush and release it because a lot of people have been asking for it. I do apologize for not getting to that. It's all random crap. You can see some of these are old versions of VDMs that have now appeared in scales. There's a lot of random nonsense in here, but right now I want to use this one. I think it may not. Yeah, see where. There we go. Just to get a feel. They're not. Yeah, maybe the best suited for this. Just to, chuck them here and there, sow the seeds to my brain, like, that looks like that, and that looks like that. And I can see, this is not really what I want for this guy. Well, that's alright. So, let's load that brush into this one, because I have a hotkey for that. No need to get that there. I'm going to use, I quite like this one, because it's inflated folds. And sometimes ZBrush does not switch to what you click on. It's another bug. And there's nothing much I can do about it. Okay, so this one I like. But it shouldn't be there. So I don't know if I want to use this now at all, actually. It's not suited for this guy. I think I am... Well, let's see. I like this one as well. You don't want to make just random noise. You want to be careful with your skin details. And not over detail. Islands of noise is something that's quite important to remember. Smooth peaks it out. Just to get an idea of what it could be. This is too parallel, I don't like that. So let me smooth it out even more. Make it angular, let's edge polish. Let's bring that down, let's make a groove there. It's a bit weird, let's make this more sharp. Sharp Angles is aggression. Round is not. I want this shape to be aggressive. Because I want these creatures to look aggressive. They're not furries or fluffies or whatever. They're aggressive motherfuckers. Nothing wrong with furries, but these they ain't. Go furry all you like. Do what you want. As long as you don't intentionally harm other people, you're alright. You're alright. Okay, so I like these shapes that are coming out. I dig it. Let's go back to scales. Go back to, I think this one without the ridge suits this guy. Just trying something. Oh, I quite like. Okay, let's have a hint of scales there amongst the folds. Why not? Just a hint. And then let's take the opacity, the Z intensity down. That's too low. So into that. Or one can do this and then the intensity slider for the last stroke. It's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see this wobbly curve. That's no good. Well, it's no good for what I want. I want smooth curves. Smooth. What to do with our lad? So what do dragons have that this guy doesn't? Like, I don't like him as is. I could add horns. Oh, let's just do it. Load of brush. Zbrush. Horns, volume 2. Product. Insert mesh. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let me just rather draw it out on a lower density mesh. It's loaded into here. Come on, man. Let's try this one. Why not? So I'm going to turn symmetry on. And right in the middle, draw it out. And then Alt Q is center. I've made the hotkey Alt Q to center the pivot. Very useful because one constantly has to do that in ZBrush. This horns pack is out on my store. Buy it if you like horns. I find it super useful because they're already pretty high detail. And there's, I don't know, how many are there? Like 1 million in this pack. 65. So, I'm probably not going to add horns, but I do want to just see what it could be. And now if you press the down arrow... Oh shit. No. If you click through these, it should change through them, but... if you turn symmetry off, it should be okay. But it's... yeah. I think now it might be okay. Yeah. There we go. But it's just a pity, because I know the horns, when I made them, are all centered at the same spot, but yet they... Ooh, that's pretty cool. Let's try this out. Turn symmetry back on. Put them there. Let's... dig it. Let's turn that mask off. Although I probably won't do this. Because I don't really want to have these same horns in another pack. And it will be annoying for people who just want to use the head to get rid of the horns. And I quite like what's happening there, actually. But it's fun to play around. Why not? Okay, that blows actually. Let me. Well, it doesn't blow, but I thought I liked something there, but it's not as cool as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, classic old goat horns. That's pretty cool. These are two. This is my favorite. One of my favorite horn sets. I love this one. I just like what it does. Okay. Try that out. Why am I using my mouse? So this is all stretched and stuff, but it doesn't matter, we're just playing around. Oh shit, I don't know what happened there. Okay. A bit more angularity for maximum evil. This looks a bit like an old lady's bonnet hair style thing, and I don't want that. Oh yeah, this. Now I am suffering from too many option-itis. Because there's so many cool things to do, like which one should I stick with? It's a good problem to have, but it's also... it can lead to one not deciding on anything. So yeah, let's get back to not doing that. Delete hidden. We tried. So I'm sure one can add warns here and make it badass, but I don't want to. Not with this guy. I think he's fine as is. It's easy to chuck horns on anything and say, wow, now it's more cool and badass. So not for this guy. I think he's fine. I think his silhouette is fine as is. Doesn't need any more stuff. Let's inflate this neck fold. There we go. Okay, let's go back to this guy and see what we can screw around with. Old scales. So I'm gonna apply this all over very lightly. No. No, just chuck them all over the place, and we'll come in and clean up in a second. Sorry about that. No. Now we'll come in and smooth peaks. Clean it up a bit. Less noise, because it's very noisy. Noise doesn't mean super lots of detailed noise doesn't mean wow, amazing. It has to be directed. I'm cleaning it up, undoing some of it. I love going in with, let me clean this up, smoothing it out with the standard brush afterwards and creating variation. The eye needs a lot of love, which we will do right now. Give your creatures and characters' eyes as much love as you can, because that's one of the main focal points if people look at it. So with this guy, you know, it's not what I'm just inventing or creating for fun, because I love sculpting. And I don't have a super clear idea what he should look like at the end. That's not the point of this exercise. It's just to create a cool head and have fun. He should be thinner, I say. Yeah. One thing I love doing is this clay build-up, default state with a square, and turn on spray. Sub, oh, it doesn't really matter. Make it really low, like 9, it might be too high. Just to quickly get some texture going. I'm very lightly with my Wacom pen going over, and then I smooth peaks. You get nice detail, then sub, you know, little islands of noise like there, and then sub, and then deck, and then smooth out. You get cool textures that way. But this I should be doing last. I'm doing it way too early. Yeah. Don't do what I just did there. It's too early to get into that detailing, super detailed phase. Okay, this wobbliness is making me sick to my stomach. That's okay, let's fix it. Oops, my clay brush has now been hijacked because it's spraying all over the place. Okay, let me undo that. Yeah, I should just clone it really and make the other version do that. Alright. A little bit more veininess. Smooth out these veins. Why is it not? Oh, because I'm supposed to load it. Intensity. Let's go with the... No, let's do the bloody eye first. I'm really... currently in dog seeing a squirrel mode. Distracted. I have to get into man focusing on sculpt mode. Here we go. Another thing I see many artists do is they use damn standard to create shapes when you shouldn't. It's great for wrinkles like so. But it's best to use standard brush or clay brush to create volumes instead of blocking out, you know. Rather create volume. Like so. Instead of, we'll do that too, but then with standard coming in, you'll just generally get better results. Depending on context, of course. Let's mask off that. Not the best resolution here. I could subdivide to, well, 12, 13 million. If I divide, I should really. Let's just do it. Okay. Control D. 12.6 million. Okay. Whoops. What a strange angle to work from. I'm gonna not do that again. It's very wobbly. I don't like that at all. So, while a lot of people are saying, well, I've spent years learning ZBrush and Maya and Blender, all for naught, because we have image or prompt 3 generators. Well, it's not for naught. It's still extremely, well, very much needed. At least for now. Maybe in a year it's like, press button, make game. End of the world. End of the world. Not really. If it comes to a point where, for me personally, it's like, oh shit, what do I do now? Like, it's not a viable career anymore. Which I don't think it will happen anytime soon. Then I suppose it's getting a little house by the sea and catching fish, having a chicken coop. Eggs and stuff, grow my own vegetables, slaughter the chickens when I want to eat them, possibly invest in learning how to cultivate a certain specific mushroom that has psilocybin in it, and live off the land. And so on. For now, no need yet. I don't mind this guy. We can become friends. Ooh, with damn standard, just accentuate a little bit. No, I don't like that at all. That sucks. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something about this little gap here. When in doubt, standard brush. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn Blender soon. Because I don't want to... I'm not going to beat around the bush. A very big company that makes a program starting with a W, based in Seattle, recently fired 9,100 people. I was part of that at Ramiro Games. completely out of the blue, unexpected. Like, utter shock. About, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Even to John and Brenda Romero. Complete shock to them. It was a shock to the publishing team at the said corporation. No warning, nothing. All milestones passed with high praise at Romero Games. Always on time, within budget, everything A+. And then suddenly just bye. I kind of opened my eyes to some things in the world. Made me a little bit less naive, I suppose. Hopefully we get funding. We have a lot of publishers interested, but that doesn't mean we're gonna get funding. Interested does not mean, okay, cool, let's go. But I really hope so, because I love the game we were working on, Romero Games. I played it every day. Don't say anything about it, all it's just that I loved it. And I hope we can get funding. So in a few days, I won't have access to all the software Romero Games paid for me, licenses and so on, which is, you know, it's the whole, everything I wanted to get, like Adobe Suite, Maya, ZBrush. Well, I've owned ZBrush myself. Marmoset Toolbag. So that kind of sucks for the time being. I'm gonna have to get those licenses myself, but I figured I will not get Adobe Suite. I'll just buy Marmoset Toolbag 5. I love Toolbag. And also texture in it, because I have done texturing in Marmoset Toolbag 4 and it was already awesome, more than good enough to get the job done. I'm sure in 5 it's way better and can actually compete with Painter. So and baking in Marmoset is far superior than Painter in every way. Painter can't come close. So yeah, so that'll be a one-off purchase, which is great at the Marmoset. I own ZBrush, well, this version, so I don't have to pay for that. Maya is extremely expensive per month, so that's why I will have to learn Blender. There is an indie version, which is not Maya Lite, Maya Indie, which is fully featured if you make under $100,000 a year. But you can't get it in Africa since I've moved to Cape Town. I suppose I can get a VPN, set my location to the UK where I used to live, and then... Oh, but I think you need proof of address as well. I don't know. It's time to learn Blender anyway, because it's so powerful now and awesome. And now's the time. And that's free. And it's integrated with Unreal way better than Maya, I believe. Owned by Epic, it just makes sense. Unreal, I want to learn big time, and instead of Photoshop, I'll use GIMP or something. Because I don't use Photoshop a lot at all. I use it for very, very simple overpaint. So all I need is layers and, yeah, paint brushes, just simple brushes, or whatever is a cool open source thing. I don't need Photoshop. Don't need Substance Painter anymore, even though I love it. I'm not going to pay whatever it is a month for now. I think I'm missing something. No, not really. A Marvelous Designer. Well, I don't use it that often. One can just get it and do it with a ZBrush, but Marvelous is superb for clothing. It's unbeatable, but yeah. Not truly essential, but speeds things up greatly. What am I doing there? I don't like that noise there. This should be fleshy and soft and clean. This little... I forgot what this part is called. Erwin, if he's watching. Hello, Erwin. You'll probably tell me. Yeah. Yeah, let's go standard, put it to spray, and let's use hard dots or more irregular dots. Let's go to... Let's just see, give it some more... Yeah, easy, let's smooth it out. Just give it some... You know, I'm not gonna texture the living hell out of this, because I don't have the time at the moment. Spray, spray, spray. Then let's increase the size and do some bigger dots, like maybe over there. Smooth them out. There we go. let's use scales pack. I really like these finer ones that are like so. I don't know if I want to do it for this guy, but let's see. No, I don't want to. No way. I'm gonna keep him fleshy. This is not an actual T-Rex, it's okay, let's put this back to where it was. To be honest, I would have liked it to be a bit more original, but I'm not done, so yeah. Let's accentuate. Oh, that's way too much. And preview AO way down. Yeah, it's a little bit of accent. Okay. Now it's time to do some finer work again. With intensity up of standard brush. Let's inflate that a bit. Okay. So there's too much noise here for me. I'm going to smooth that out. Oops. I hate it when I accidentally tumble around the model unintentionally. It's quite annoying. I don't know why I do that. Too much noise here for my liking. For this particular guy, let's have some clean areas of rest for the eyes. Areas of rest for the human eye is very important in art. Otherwise, if it's just like the same frequency of detail everywhere, it's like where do you go? Let's meld that in, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's too thin now. It's inflated. That's a bit better. So there we go. Let's add a detail here for that, because that can't just be left clean. Like so. Sad. A little bit of interest there. Let's sharpen some of that. See what happens if I really accentuate that. Yeah, why not? And then when we're here. No, not so much over there. That I prefer. Okay. I'm going to stop here for now. I'm going to go eat something. And then maybe if there's enough interest, I'll call it the rest. Although it's not the final detailing afterwards and so on. But yeah, I'm happy with this one so far. This was made the other day. I think another one I haven't shown yet is this weirdo. The same pack. So what do we have? We have this guy. This one. So on. That's still a template. And yeah. I think he came out alright. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. I'll see you guys later.